Hi, everybody. So here we are doing Dungeon Master preparation, doing the DM prep. Today we're going to be prepping for season five. We've been calling it season 5. I think that's what it is. Yeah, season 5 basically of Court of Swords. I basically just leave this up to JP. So Court of Swords, it's 83, 4, 5 in the 80s episode wise, and we kind of back season thing. So season 4 is quite long. It's like 30 episodes, maybe a little less. And we break it up and we place the various season markers, but I think this is likely to be the beginning of season 5 of Court of Swords. So I will say this, if you are not caught up on Court of Swords and you're worried about spoilers, I mean, you know, this is also, if you're the kind of person that doesn't want to spoil themselves for future stuff for Court of Swords, again, I'm going to be, by necessity, I need to be talking about kind of things that you might not learn otherwise until you watch the show. So that's valid if you want to take off now. But otherwise, if you're here for the spoilers, welcome. Hello. We're going to be preparing for season 5 of Court of Swords, and I feel like season 5 is actually going to be split into 2 sub-seasons. We're going to have season 5A and season 5B, and we'll talk about why that is in a second. So, just give everybody who doesn't want to get spoiled a second to disconnect. I don't know, go get caught up. All right. Okay. All right. So, let's talk about where we're at. That I think is the first thing I need to do. So let me jump over to I've got a Google document. I have a document, and we're gonna talk about kind of where we're at. So the premise of season 5, core premise, is gonna be Ariel, get out of here. So the core premise of season 5 here is we're gonna split the party. Right? There are two sub-seasons that are going to happen here. So the first sub-season is going to be Yoji, and Kalimat, plus 2 new characters. Right? And then it'll be Berg and Ramus plus 2 new characters. That's the concept for right now. So this allows us to explore 2 different sub-stories. Separate locations, etc. within the connected world. So the idea here is that we want to split things up a little bit so that we can explore. We can see some different stuff. And I mean, we're splitting the party, but only in the sense of like we're getting 2 new people. So for season 5A, which is what we're going to be working on today, it's going to be Yoji, Kalimat, and our 2 new characters. So we'll kind of cover what those characters are up to and what they want. So season 5A, Yoji and Kalimat. So Yoji, in this season, Yoji wants to return home to deal with the death cult that makes up his family. So there's your first big spoiler. Kalimat wants to understand his place in the world and the elder powers that inhabit it, particularly the dragons. They are tied together because of the ancient cult and their knowledge of the old ways, right? So Yoji wants to go home because his family is, it's like Tara from Buffy, basically. So like his Kalimat's family is a bunch of like it's like a weird death cult that captures demons and sacrifices them for their power, boils them down for their power, and uses that power to embody people with like long life and superpowers and whatever. It is a death cult that has been around forever, and they, as long as the Mara have, basically, and maybe before, maybe they've been doing this to old gods too, and they have ancient and forbidden knowledge. Thus, Kalimat wants to be a part of that. Kalimat wants to follow along. So that's the jam here. The new characters. Let's go see if they have names yet. Let's tab over and see if they have. Do you have names yet? Oh, TBD and TBD 2. Okay, so Dan's character, the Tiefling. So the Tiefling Warlock. So new characters. A Tiefling Warlock / Sword Bard. There you go. A Tiefling Warlock Sword Bard with old connections to the cult and to Yoji. Maybe a family member, an old flame, or a promised bride broken away from the cult. And then a gnome druid of the land, tied to the old ways, who likely has some reason to stop or interrupt the cult's weird activities. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at vis-a-vis character stuff, right? So it all kind of surrounds he's a forest gnome. Sorry, I got to be specific. It all kind of surrounds Yoji and Yoji's family history. The core themes, right? In this case, things like sins of the father, lineage and bloodline, belonging and family, right? These are Kalimat's themes. These are Yoji's themes, and we need to tie our new gnome druid and our tiefling warlock into the themes, right? So this is going to be the stuff that surrounds these campaigns. This campaign, everything that I should do here in season 5 should tie directly into this. So time-wise, so like timing, this arc takes place sometime after the end of season 4. Enough time to get away from the desert, but not a proper time skip. We just want to elide all the usual getting to know the party. But come on, spacebar. Bullshit, right? Like, I'm not interested in being like, so you leave the desert and you meet up with this gnome and then you meet up with the tiefling. Like, no, this is like you're already all together, and we will flash back, right? Flashbacks to the months between sessions are permitted, encouraged, in fact. Right? So the idea here is like I'll ask questions, right? So like prompt these during play. Because what I want is to be like, so what happened? Like, what did you do? What, like, have you had this argument before? Those kinds of things, you know? So I want to make this something that will jump back, and I don't want to explain everything right away. Like, you know how TV shows do this? Like, the first couple episodes are just like, here's the new situation, go. Then we wind back. So yeah, absolutely, start in media res. A fight in a dungeon in dire straits. Then figure out why you're there. This is classic Dungeon World shit. And right? This is not like, I don't want to be like, so you're in the dungeon because you came here looking for this thing, whatever. I'll be like, you are in the middle of a fight. There are demons around you. They're trying to kill you. What is, you get your way out of this fight. Then I'll be like, cool. Why were the demons trying to kill you? What are you doing in this horrible place? What's happening? So I really like, I like starting in media res. I think it's very strong. I think it's a good way to jump in, and it lets the characters explore. It lets the players explore their characters mechanically, and not have to be like, hello, my name is so and so. I'm a forest gnome. Like, it's not. It sets the tone. And D&D is a game about fighting, so there's no reason not to start in a fight. So that's the plan. That's the thought here. It'll give us some context. It'll allow them to explore the new characters, that kind of thing. So we'll start in media res. We'll do that. And so I'll prep that encounter. If a character dies at the start of a session, well, tough shit for them. I mean, that's how D&D works. Like, it would suck, but like, I guess too bad. Don't get killed. Like, I'm called to mind the tale of Darth Wazaz, who was incinerated by a laser beam. So yeah, starting media res. So I guess what I kind of want to do is like questions, right? Like, what do I want to know? So obviously, like, all the details about the Mara siphoning energy manipulation doom shaman cult thing that Yoji is a part of. Who is Yoji's dad? How do Yoji and Dan's character know each other? What connection does Max's character have to the party? What did Yoji tell Kalimat to get him to come along? How are the dragons connected to the cult? How are the old gods connected? How are the dragons and old gods connected? Stakes questions, right? Things that I want to find out in play. What else? I mean, I guess this is a great start. These are all big campaign questions, right? And session by session, I'm going to kind of try to answer these and like work these out as we go. But yeah, I mean, shit. What are the dragons, etc. So, I mean, so this is the next thing, is like loose ends. Things that might be tied to this setting, predominantly through the characters. So, like, I'm not interested in, like, I know what the God-Tooth Dagger is. I know what the God-Slaying Arrow is for. It's for killing gods. But those are not questions for me. I have answers to those already. Those are loose ends. So what are some Yoji and Kalimat-related loose ends from the previous arc that may or may not be brought into this session? So remember, things that are not loose ends, and I don't want to cover, and I'll make that another thing, not important to this arc, but might come up as clues near the end, right? Stuff to tie this arc to the next one, but we'll do loose ends first. So the gift, what's it called? The gift of the serpent. Some asinine name for things. The gift of the serpent mother, or like gift of the night serpent, I believe it was called. Blessing of the night serpent. It's a translation issue. Gift of the night serpent, a sacred dagger, holy to a primordial entity. We've got the god-killing arrow. Given to Yoji by the vault and the devil to slay a god. But whom? Right? It may be one of the only ways to kill a god. We know we need magic items. We've seen a few gods die, but it's been through very special means. What else is a loose end from the last arc that we need to encourage that I might want to bring up? Oh, Kalimat's baby. Half orc, half dragonborn changeling with a Farang soul, some kind of fucked up weird thing that might or might not come up. No, mod is not important. I'll start adding these. So mod and Negaberg, not important to this arc. Petal, Tulpa, and the conflict of heaven, not important. That's getting worked out elsewhere. What else came up before that isn't super important to this? Yeah. Maru Bhavati, who's basically just like wandering around. Like Ruby Weapon. Like, just stay the fuck away from the desert and Maru Bhavati won't mush you. The Empire. That's part of the, like, conflict of heaven, right? Like, the Celestial Conspiracy, the Empire, etc. Stuff that just probably won't come up. Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Like, the Necromancer King. Yeah, Imix and Agni. That's Ramus stuff. Yeah. So there you go. Some of that stuff. That's just stuff that's not that important right now. It may never come up. Yeah. Cool. So that's sort of where we're sitting here. Like some other stuff, this might come up later because we may lead into some of this, right? Like this is definitely something for the next arc, the mod and Negaberg thing. Imix and Agni. Now, I guess maybe the state of the Forest Gnome Kingdom. But, like, this is also Agni Imix business. So unless Max really pushes for it, I'm going to ignore it. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, so this is all background shit. Not important to this current arc. This is more like intimate, more like family stuff. And the reason that this might come up is because, like, what do you know about your family? Max's character, the Forest Gnome. Like, he's probably Personigitron, King Personigitron's cousin. What'll be really funny is we get to know this Forest Gnome really well, and then in the next arc, we just nuke all of the gnomes. Because that's what Imix will do if he finds out what happens. Cool. Okay, so let's talk about maybe like location. It takes place somewhere in the Court of Coins. Predominantly because the Court of Coins is so big, but like I'm thinking for like location and setting, I'm thinking like Chinese inspired, which means a ton of ground to cover, right? Bamboo forests, tall mountains, rivers, cities and towns. Like there's lots and lots of coverage, right? Yeah, and I think there's a lot of space. No, the Court of Cups is the archipelago. Yeah, bamboo forest, tall mountains, rivers, cities and towns, the largest and oldest, or largest and best established. They were all established at the same time. Of the courts, riches, like massive diversity, massively diverse, biggest court, right? So we have lots of room to play in. And as we go, we'll kind of figure it out. What did the forest gnomes do to Imix? They're just all the same to him. He just, listen, you're responsible for the sins of your rocky cousins. So the Court of Coins also is like the most lawful neutral in a sense. It has the most to lose if the status quo is changed. Everyone else is sort of beholden to it as the big empire in the setting, right? This is the status quo. This is the land. Yeah. So like innovation. What is like the fundaments, right? If we're gonna look at like thematically, coins is about being level-headed, focusing on what's in front of you, pragmatism, wealth without being ostentatious, industry, and sort of like the real world, right? So it's the people and the space and everything is meant to be like kind of focused on that, like pulled down into the world, and its element is earth, I think, fittingly enough. So yeah, that's the court of coins. It's very focused. The court itself has a deep history of legal thought, philosophy, adherence to the tarot. Things are done a certain way. Traditionalist. And so we'll find ways to express that. Yeah, Confucianism is like a very thing. Yeah, they codify the status quo. Exactly. Like, yeah, that's kind of the idea of the Court of Coins. It's seen as the center of the world. Yeah, and I think that's sort of the theme. Again, these will blend into location and setting is important to the core themes, right? So I guess we can add a theme here of like, what is proper action, right? Like the whole idea here is that it's like family versus culture. I'm thinking, so Kojak asked, are there any movies or TV shows? I mean, like most wuxia fiction, like I'm thinking Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, Mount Wudan, like the whole that whole thing, like this sort of like, yeah, Middle Kingdom stuff. Yeah. So we're gonna be seeing. I'm gonna probably go watch some kung fu movies and kind of get my head into that space. We're gonna move away from the kind of techno mystical 1001 Nights back to this kind of kung fu situation. I think it'll be quite cool. Yeah, right? So this is, it's the center of the world for most people. And it's, House of Flying Daggers, hero. Yeah, you know what's up. So that's definitely a thing. And I mean, hey, let's brainstorm that stuff. So NPCs that might be encountered, right? Like wuxia hero, right? Like a proper adventurer, a famous adventurer, a celestially appointed lawyer, a member of the royalty, a studious cleric, right? Like there's all kinds of like, lots of genasi, more genasi than usual, right? I like it. Yeah. Magistrates of the court. Oh, ooh, I like this. So magistrates of the court, working at cross purposes to the PCs. Maybe hunters after Yoji's family. Ooh, I like that. Demon hunters. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, I like that. That's 100% going in the game. For sure. Because Yoji needs to go in and like figure out what's happening with his family, but they have to run at cross purposes with these demon hunters. And so like members of Yoji's family cult, right? Cultists, priests, members of proper society who have been co-opted into the cult, etc. Someone trying to get out, an informant or betrayer, someone pretending to be an ally, but not. It's always good. Yeah, totally. A dragonborn or two, a scholar of the old ways, a faithful of the old ways, right? Differentiated as the two. A dragonborn we already have, so like a scholar of the old ways or the dragons. Someone who like knows about but isn't connected to. Yeah, I like it. Okay. Yeah, maybe a dragon, maybe a demon. An imprisoned Mara. Being siphoned for power. Warlocks, baby. Basically what I'm envisioning here, if you're a Vampire the Masquerade fan, Yoji's family is like Clan Tremere, right? Prior to becoming vampires themselves, they kidnapped a vampire and have been using his blood for power. That kind of thing, you know? Yeah. So like self-made warlocks, not, hey, we want to make a deal with you, but we have bound you in chains of holy steel, and we are sucking out your power to make ourselves warlocks. So fuck you. Yeah, lots of warlocks. So I'm going to cut that and put that in here. Okay, good. An imprisoned Mara being siphoned for power. A dragon. An old god. Yeah. Cool. I love it. Look at all these great opportunities for characters. So these are all things that I could use to drop in as characters or NPCs as we go. Essentially, the NPCs will fit into three blocks. There'll be people who are for like the power struggle here. So okay, the power in play is a deeply rooted, proper society built on rules and structure versus a cult that uses demons and their power, I guess demons and their blood, to empower themselves versus, I guess that's kind of it. That's the core power structure, right? Is we have this massive structure of the Court of Coins, the most status quo thing there is, and then within it, the inverse of that, a cult who is using the demon's power to make themselves better so they can survive inside this, survive and thrive inside the Court of Coins. So misfits, and either by choice or by necessity, misfits within that structure. I like it. Yeah. So this, I'm going to move this up. So this is kind of like part of the setting, or whatever. This is sort of like key kind of theme stuff. Yeah, good. Okay, so let's put together some fronts here. So like I'm gonna I've got some notes. I made some notes here from a conversation that JP and I were having, and I want to kind of grab some of that info. Oh, there is another thing. So I want to bring in, it's not a loose end, it's a question. So here's the thing, the cult, I guess let's make a section for details about the cult. So what do we know about the cult? Facts. Cult facts. Okay, so what do I know? We know they have been around for a very long time. So that's cool. They've been around a long time. Their members have secret magic that can bind and consume the energy of magical creatures, mainly demons, and turn it into power. They have rituals for preventing death and extending life beyond natural time. So like they can make you live for a really long time, maybe forever, by killing demons and sapping their life force. Let's see. They have dealings with probably both good and bad elder gods and spirits. So like druids among their ranks. Druids and warlocks amongst their... maybe sorcerers. No wizards or clerics. They are enemies of heaven. Operate in secret. Bound by blood. Children, cousins, etc. This is a secret society of family. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, they are enemies of heaven. Yeah. And they are led by... I haven't figured that out yet. We'll work that out. We'll figure out like their leadership structure and whatever. So they're like, their jam is like a bit like, they have like a hand in organized crime, vice, drugs, etc. Also evil stuff. They're actually kind of like a cult from Blades in the Dark. Actually, now that I think about it. Like, you could make them as a cult using that playbook without too much trouble. Yeah, that's a thing. They're in competition with Servants of the Devil, right? Compete with secular criminals, but particularly hated by the clergy of the devil because their involvement in crime. Are they evil if Yoji's in it? I mean, there's no good or evil in this world, right? There's only alliances with fate. So, yeah. I mean, when I say evil stuff, I mean like soul trafficking, pacts with the Mara, you know, pushing nuns downstairs, you know, bad guy stuff. Yeah. So yeah, that's a thing. So yeah, so that's cool. And I don't think they're not immediately hostile to Yoji, right? Yoji is like a prodigal son figure. He's returning home. So the cult might be a source of like missions or objectives, or might be, for now, but will end up an adversary, right? Obviously. Darkness Genasi aren't a thing. Well, no. So, I mean, that's a thought. So like let's talk about this. So, new D&D shit, right? As an aside. Mordenkainen, Tomb of Foes, came out and has some new stuff in it that we want to be able to include. Predominantly, Shadar Kai and Eladrin. So, Eladrin. The various Eladrin are just alternate forms of Genasi. They're seasonal instead of elemental. That's easy. That one's really, really easy, right? Because now you could just be... there you go. So Fire Genasi and Summer Eladrin are functionally cousins. Yeah, exactly. They could get like Sylvan or Primordial or whatever. Shatterkai. The Shatterkai are also known as the Half-Born, Ghost Bloods, Half-Dead, etc., and are the results of sexual congress between a human and a ghost. Sea elves, probably a thing, maybe. I don't know or care right now. If a player wanted to be one, they're probably from the Court of Cups. Right? Elves. Yeah. Sexual congress between a human and a ghost? How does this even happen? It's rare. It's rare. But what happens is your mom and your dad, and one of them's dead. And then that's how it goes. I don't know. It's a thing. How do ghosts happen? Well, I don't know. Lots of ways. Yeah, there's no void genasi. No. No. The void is like an awkward we don't want that. Yeah, possession might be a thing. Patrick Swayze could be involved. I love it. Okay. There's also Gith, right? So like Gith we know about. Githzerai and Yankee are both from the outside place where only wizards, I guess Sahir, can really go. They're interdimensional refugees from an ancient war with the Farang. Done. That's easy. I think you knew this already. There you go. There are no GIF. Fuck them. That's dumb. I hate those stupid things. Unless somebody wants to play one, but I don't want to think about that. So yeah, this is some stuff that would go into the setting. So if somebody wants to play these or I want to include them, this is sort of my thought about that. The GIF are just like they're big hippo people. I don't worry about it. Okay, so this is just like new D&D stuff that goes in the setting. Yeah, GIF are fine, but I'm not interested in them in my setting. Yeah. So there you go. What else do I need? What other stuff do we need for this? I guess we need to start making some some fronts. So let me start up a new doc here. So we'll start up a new set of fronts here. Court of Swords, where are you? Yeah. So this will just be the start, and then we'll look at putting together like an encounter. Okay. So, okay. All right. So let's jump back to that, and we'll take a look at what we got. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I need to do some fronts. So let's talk about what we need here for that. So I need to go, like, these are basically what is going on while the players are doing things. So like the cult, the demon-blooded cult, right? The Mara death cult is a front. Let's put the demon hunters as a front. What else we got going on here? I think those are our only two to begin with until we kind of figure out what's going on. Because the demon hunters represent the magistrates of the court, right? People who are looking for the cult at cross purposes. And there's the ascendancy of the cult itself. So the cult has a plan. The cult is going to do something. So I guess kind of the end result, what do we call it in, it's grim portents and impending doom, I think. So the doom here is what happens if nothing changes. The cult is exposed, its members arrested, killed, or otherwise purged. And then the doom of the Mara Death Cult is the cult co-opts some deep-seated power structure and becomes seated throughout the court. Like they cement their power. Yeah, I like that. Cool. Okay. So hold on. I need some I need my check boxes. I need my check boxes so I can start making these fronts. Let's see here. Okay. Boop. All right, let's throw a comment here, and then I can grab my check guys here. Boop. Get rid of that. Copy this. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just adding, oops, no, that's not what I want. I want to copy these. I'm adding a comment with the little ASCII checkboxes. So that, because I can never remember the keyboard shortcut for them. There you go. So now they're handy for when I want to make the, lists. So these front listings will grow. Okay. So for now, let's give them like 6. Is this prep for for Dungeons and Dragons or Dungeon World? Yeah, yes. Yes, the answer is yes. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I guess I could use like these hideous bullets, but I can't switch the checkboxes that way. So let's see. The Mara Death Cult, I mean, this should be easier to find. The cult's members are rounded up and the cult dispersed. Before that, I think probably there's like a major raid on a cult facility, I guess would be the last thing. Okay, and then before that, the location of the cult stronghold is located, like the main hub. Yeah, locating it. Prior to that, a minor cult holding is compromised. Members of the cult are captured. And then let's see. The hunters, what's the very first thing that would happen? Because they already know. I think we'll do this. The hunters learn of the cult's existence, and then we just do this. Boop. Done. Yeah. So this is what would happen if the players didn't exist. These two things, I would just get to pick it. So they'll essentially like end up picking a side, or they'll work for one while working with the others. And I'll work out the details of these. I don't need to continue expanding them. I can change them as I go. But so that's this. The Mara Death Cult, I think this one is like a member of the court itself. King, queen, page, or knight is inducted into the cult. Like, they're just part of the family. So that's a big deal. No, Sackman Jones. So it's actually not a bad question. It's actually a really good question. So the reason I'm using the tools, from Dungeon World to build some stuff into my Dungeons and Dragons game because I really like it. So yeah. Cool. And because I designed it and it's really useful, for me. All right. So a member of the court itself is inducted into the cult. What other things about the Mara death cult do we want to say happen? What happens before that? How do we track the... Yeah, how do we track the... Yeah, I don't think we can... I don't want to stop the hunters on this path. I want them to be able to, like, pursue simultaneously, so I don't want one of those. But I think that, like... Ooh, like a powerful demon is... a powerful Mara is captured. There you go. Let's see. A skirmish with Mara cultists nets a nets a sympathetic link to their master. Yeah, okay, there you go. Then they capture the Mara and they use it to induct the member of the court. Okay, that's good. Ooh, yeah. A ceremonial wedding gives unity to the cult, right? Several cult factions are allied under a single leader. And then at the beginning, what would be the start of this path? Oh, ancient knowledge is unearthed. Right, ancient knowledge of a ritual. Yeah, and let's call it not a powerful Mara, but a powerful entity is captured. Yeah, I like that. Okay, cool. So I think, again, we'll start this one off with one that's already done. So you can see where the PC's, like, quest could be here. Like, hey, we need you to do any number of these things. Or, hey, we need you to secretly infiltrate, be a double agent in the cult. So the players can get involved in both of these fronts simultaneously. Yeah, I like it. Cool. I'm gonna draw some influence on the cult from, like, there's a bunch of really good, like, weird family cult stuff. Anybody see Hereditary? Family weirdness. I like it. Okay. Mara Death Cult, Demon Hunters. I don't know that there's, like, a big front to jump in with right away, like, on top of these two. Like, there's other shit going on, but, like, if I look at my loose ends, it's sort of peripheral. Yeah, I'm not worried about any of these kind of as their own fronts. The Yuan-Ti, no, they don't have a hand in it. The Yuan-Ti are not, like, demon stuff. They're focused on, their god is awake, and they're part of the, yeah, like, this is all background shit, right? Like, you know, the Scarlet Banner Company, other trade guilds, like, just background stuff that they're not involved in. Yeah. Not important right now. Cool. Okay. No, it doesn't need to be a dragon cult. Like, the reason that Kalimat, like, that's sort of like stage 2, right? Like, the reason that Kalimat is involved is because, and the leverage the cult has over him is, the cult are the only ones that know information, and this puts tension here, right? So, like, here, I'm going to make this into a specific note. So, like, what Kalimat stuff? Let me kind of explain where I'm thinking here. So, Kalimat's involvement. Kalimat wants to know about the dragons, right? So what we do is place him between the two factions in play. Maybe the demon cult knows or can find out what he wants to know. Maybe the demon hunters promise him answers if he helps them. Someone who wants something desperately is really easy to manipulate. So let me talk about, I guess I could talk about like dragons in general. Dragon facts. What do we know about dragons? So, related to, but not the same as terrestrial. Did I spell that right? Yeah. Terrestrial gods, spirits, primordials. Made a bad deal in times past that kept them between worlds. They're revered, but not worshipped. Lots of iconography, but nobody prays a dragon will come save them from muggers, right? They're not gods. They are, they're like considered fairy tale, more or less. They are elementally aligned, but broader than the core elements, right? Dragons of fire and water, sure, but also thunder, ice, etc., right? Earthquake dragons. Forces of nature. Not objects of nature, if that makes sense. Like, they're not, like, not animistic. Yeah. So they're like, they're mostly like, you wouldn't have a dragon that is a particular mountain, but you have a dragon that could be of a rock slide or that kind of thing. No, Maru Bhavati is not a dragon. Maru Bhavati is a primordial, a terrestrial god, one of these things. Yeah, hurricane dragons, that kind of thing. So actually, maybe let's do that. There's no dragons. There's no like fire or water dragons. Let's just go, let's say elementally aligned at a remove. More about the interactions of elements. Lightning, thunder. They're like para-elementals. Hurricane, earthquake, tsunami. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, tornado dragons, volcano dragons. Yeah, that kind of thing. The interactions of elements. Maybe that's part of their mythology, right? That they walk the line between elements. Yeah, okay. I like that. And let's see. Capable somehow of creating human miscible life, right? How? Magic or sex? I don't know. Both? How does that work? Cool. Okay. Good. Great. I like it. So this is what we know about dragons so far. Yeah. Right. Then these are the Dragonborn here. I don't know that I need like more friends. I think they're like, they exist kind of like you don't, and like outside the cycle of reincarnation. I think they're more like spirits in that if they die, They're reborn as themselves, not as something else. Yeah. Yeah, and so their folklore is like when there's an earthquake, people say, oh, a dragon is waking up. Yeah, folkloric. Yeah, okay. Could a dragon be the powerful entity bounded by the cult? No, they're specifically like outside that. I don't think a dragon is more like a monster than it is a god or a spirit. Like you wouldn't kidnap a troll and siphon its life force. There's not enough juice there. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Cool. No, only things with souls have alignments. So like gods don't have alignments. For example. How rare are they? Very. Yeah. And I think they're like varyingly intelligent. Some are mindless beasts. Others, ancient wisdom. Yeah, they vary. Is there a difference between a half dragon and a dragonborn? No. No. In the same way, there's no real difference between an orc or a half orc, right? Like a half dragon just has more dragon stuff in them than a dragonborn does. But we all think of them as the same thing, right? Children of the dragon egg or whatever, you know, like, yeah. Okay, cool. I got my fronts. Let's put together our big bang fight. Let's put together our fight for the beginning. So let's create a new thing. And let's have it take place. I'm tempted to put it in like a forest ruin. But I think that they are, let's write this. Let's write this down here. So I need, I'm actually going to need I'll need one more document. One more doc. So let me set that up. Hey, Wayne. Thank you. Get my Quarter Sword folder here. Sorry, I always switch back because I have like a ton of folders here and they're not all public facing files. So, okay. So Court of Swords, Season 5, Episode 1. Okay, here we go. Back to gameplay. Here we go. Goals, which I will fill in Yoji. And actually, I have a separate thing for this. So I guess my goals will be establish the mechanical and narrative function of the new characters. Launch the season with a bang. Begin after the beginning. Ask lots of questions. Okay, so the characters are in conflict with some monstrous foes who are between them and their goal. What is their goal? Who sent them? What are they doing right now that got them in this position? Choose the enemies to oppose them, but don't figure out why. Pick something cool and fun to fight, and then give it context after the fact. Cool. Okay. Good. So we'll figure out why they are where they are. So first scene. Let's think about what kind of cool maps. I have access to so many good maps. What haven't we seen? We've been in like lots of urban and whatever environments. We could just throw them into a dungeon, like an ancient crypt somewhere in the mountains of the Court of Coins. I'm kind of tempted to just like bring it back to a dungeon. It's been such a long time. So maybe that would be fun. Maybe we set up a little dungeon. They're in a tomb or something. Yeah, we haven't been in one of those in a long time. It's going to be an arc about dragons. Let's throw them into an ancient tomb. Yeah. So let's see if there's like a good pre-done tomb map. What's this one? This one looks cool. What's this? What else we got? My oh yeah, look at this stuff. Jungle ruins. Okay, let's see how this one looks when I blow it up a little. I don't think that's the correct. Oh, Chamber of Honor, Chamber of Kings. I mean, this looks like a cool tomb. Kind of into it. Yeah. All right. Sure. I'll let the players tell me what the tomb is about. Like, I hate when they put tiles on the map itself. Like, I have squares. I don't need your squares. That makes me mad. Because then I have to like do the whole like draw the square and line things up, and I don't want to do that. I could also build my own little tomb, but I'm more interested in like a quick encounter. Yeah, it's a real pain. Why do that? Why would you put those on there? Equals 5 feet. Like, I know. It's because the map is... They want to sell the map elsewhere. And so, like, I would love it. I would way prefer it if I had 2 versions of the map. Oh, these are cool. Altars and hallways and shit. But again, with the squares. Yeah, I mean, I can align them. I can do the grid alignment tool. But I don't particularly feel like it, to be totally honest, because it takes like a bunch of fiddling, and if I can find a tomb that'll work better, then I'll just use that. But maybe there isn't one. I have so many tiles, so many delightful tiles. Yeah, right. Just keep the grid layer on another thing in Photoshop. It's not that hard. Okay, well, whatever. Fine. We'll do it. Let's put it on the map layer, and we'll do the resize. Here we go. I can't really see those, so I'm gonna make them black for right now, so we can see them a little better. And I want to change the dimensions of this thing so that it's not square. Okay, let's try to do align to grid. Drag a box around 3x3. These are so big though. Hold on. No, cancel. All right. Align to grid. So 3x3 would be like this corner to that corner. Okay, we'll call it 145 by 145 if I assume that it's... Jesus. But now I have to make it bigger, right? See, this is what it looks like if the thing is aligned. Make the map 4 squares to 1. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. There. 4 to 1. So it says equals 5 feet, but I've just increased the size dramatically. Let's look at my thing here, because now this thing's like 30 feet long. And these things are 10 and a half feet or 12 feet wide. It's a much bigger dungeon. It's a giant's tomb. Actually, I'm kind of into that. That's kind of cool. Yeah, let's do that. How wide is that chasm? Only like 10 feet. It's like 3 feet at the outset. Yeah, it's like a giant tomb. Okay, all right. So I guess I could just turn off. I guess I could make the grid lines invisible so they don't. And then the players can still measure how far stuff is, and they can see how far they can move. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then yeah, we're gonna do the dynamic lighting. So let me just fix the size of this map here. So it's 24 wide, I think. Doop. Yep. And then significantly less long. 38. Nope, still less. 35. I'm gonna cut it off any second now. Looks like 2 more, like 31 maybe. There it is. Okay, good. Yeah, I could turn the grid back on and check, but I'm not going to. All right, so let's set this to background is nothing, and we'll turn on advanced fog of war, and we'll turn on dynamic lighting, restrict movement, so you can't just go like jump into the darkness. Okay, now let's draw some lines. Time to highlight the outside edges of this dungeon. I'm not totally certain what this. Oh, it leads to there. Okay, so north shifts around a bunch. Okay, oops. Got it. It's a bit of a weird map, but that's okay. Okay, and then I'm going to switch to the door. Here we go. It's one room. And I guess I should actually put darkness at the bottom of the stairs too. Okay, and then we'll draw the walls on this side. Can't you clip and paste? Yeah, but that's a huge hassle, right? All I have to do is just drag the tokens. For this little casual, like, NBD dungeon crawl, I'm not super worried. I'm not super worried about the flow of the thing. Okay, switch back to orange. I find drawing, like doing these lines and stuff, I actually find it really, it's not fun exactly. It's just like calming in a way that I quite like, if that makes sense. Like, I just find it super chill. Yeah. I'm just drawing lines, just squiggling some lines. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I used to do a lot more of this for the Adventurers League stuff that we did, because they were all kind of IRL maps. So I'd like import them, and I've got a bunch of prep streams for that stuff. But yeah, it's like using a dungeon. It's like a dungeon master coloring book. Though actually, while we're on the subject, there is a new D&D coloring book. Todd James did all the art for it, and he's amazing. He's great. His art is like very gonzo in a way that we haven't seen in D&D in a long time. His stuff reminds me more of DCC than D&D, but yeah, they did a coloring book. It's part of the, like, I think part of or adjacent to the like death saves thing, which is also super cool. Happy little tomb. Yep. So yeah, this is how you prepare. And I can, this will be fun. We'll put them in the bottom of the dungeon. So I'll have some rooms that are already cleared. And then we'll, yeah, and then we'll see. We'll let them finish the dungeon. Great thing about dungeon walls is that they're mainly just kind of, oops, they're just kind of like janky walls anyway, so I'm not too worried about like, oh no, I drew the line wrong. Well, you can just kind of more or less get it right. I'm the Bob Ross of dynamic lighting. There's a door. Are these doors? These look like portcullises. So I think maybe I'll, should I draw across these? Are they going to block sight? I think they will. Oh, I need to do this little island too. So there's a door. This is a door. Then I gotta pull this one down a little. Hold on. There we go. And I gotta do the pillars too. So let me keep working on this shit. So first, this little island. Technically, you gotta draw the dynamic lighting on the inside of the wall slightly so that they can see the outside edge of the wall. But I'm not always so determined. Okay, and then draw another door. Boop. That was terrible, Adam. What are you doing? Come on, man. Have some pride in your work, Cobalt. That's still bad. My goodness. Let's try this again. Sure, that'll do. Like, I have problems with straight things, all right? Okay, I think I'm going to leave the portcullises open, but we'll draw little circles for the pillars. No, that's not a circle. That's a square. I got to hold Alt. There we go. Le cercle. Now this one, because all these are the same size, I can just copy. Yeah, the circle tool doesn't. I mean, it's gonna ray trace or whatever squares, but I don't care. I'm doing this for me, not for them. We'll test all of it. Oh God, they are not lined up the same. Jesus. Okay. All right. Did we get all the walls and stuff? Let's do a dynamic lighting test. Here, I need a let's put a goblin in here. Do we have a goblin? Give me a fucking goblin token. All right, Gobbo, time to explore the dungeon. Okay, that room looks good. Okay, no leaks there. Looks like we got a leak-free dynamic lighting environment here. That's good. Okay. Looking good. Looking leak-free in here, too. Very nice. Yeah, they're square-ish, right? But that looks pretty damn cool. I love that shit. Vroom. Vroom. Shadows, baby. Pretty cool. I love it. All right, and then they go down here. Then they're in the room. Okay, fantastic. So I think probably I want to create lighting in that room. So like let's throw some fire. Yeah, you wouldn't find sconces if they can see through the darkness. So let's put some fire in there. I need fire as a token. I need like torches or whatever. I don't think I've ever seen anywhere that says don't draw circles. I mean, if there was a problem, we just remove the circles, right? Like, they'd be a thing. So yeah, I think this is the only room that'll be lit. Fam. Let's put this on the map layer, I believe, because you can light things on the map layer, right? Yeah, emits light, 60 feet, 30 feet of dim. All players see. Boom. There we go. I gotta zoom in. There we go. And we'll put another one over here. So this whole room is fairly well lit, and the rest of it is dim. So when they open the door, the light will spill out, etc. Okay, so there's a tomb. There's like a hallway of other tombs, and then there's this final chamber. This is where they're trying to go. I think they've already been through the Chamber of Honor, and then they're in here fighting. And it's something that came out of there. So let's find a monster here. I'm gonna just pop a new tab here with my favorite Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition assistant. Maybe yours too. It's a troll pyre. Is the Cobalt Fight Club. So Cobalt Fight Club is an incredibly useful tool. We have 4 level 8 characters, I believe. Let me check. Crashed spaceship. No. Side arc 1. Yojiwa, level 8. Kalima, also level 8. Okay, good. So 4 level 8 characters. No, not 4. Damn it, Adam. There we go. 8, 8, and 8. And this will give us like a loose idea of what CRs to go with. What should they be fighting? And this is level 1. There we go. There we go. Okay, what like fiends, monsters? I don't want demons. I think they're fighting probably like undead. It's a tomb. So let's take a look at undeads. Giant skeletons. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. Undead. I don't know what a Vatir is. Accursed Defilers sound cool. Greater Zambos. Spawn of Cayuse. Ooh, Sarcophagus Slime. That sounds cool. Let's have a Sarcophagus Slime. I don't know what that is, but let's go look. Sarcophagoop. Yeah, this seems cool. Amorphous, multi-attack, frightful presence, corrupting gaze. 102 hit points, damage, a little bit of damage resistance. Yeah, it's the red sludge from the fucking, oh my god, it is. I like it. Okay. Wait, does this thing emit light? That doesn't make sense. No, it just sees things. Okay. All right. So they've freed a Sarcophagus Slime by accident, and it's like spilled over the edge and is attacking them. And then there are other things in the room. So let's go. Where's that? Sarcophagus Slime. Should we do 2 of them? It does emit light. Let me see. It doesn't on the token. Let's look at its character sheet. Has blind sight 60 feet. Huh. All right. Well, whatever. I mean, it doesn't. I'm not super chuffed about it. They seethe with baleful energy. Okay. All right. So they've released this Sarcophagus Slime, but there's also some other shit in here. Let's have some other aberrations or whatever that got free. So, oh yeah, that's too. I've used lots of Tome of Beasts monsters before. Yeah, definitely. We've done lots of like shadows and specters and stuff before. The hell's an Oculus Worm? Sounds cool. What is it? Oculus Worm. It's a swarm of eyeball. Oh my god, yes! Oh yeah! It's like that boss from Link to the Past. Fuck yeah. Bloop, 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 bloop. Terrible Oculus Worms. Perfect. Okay, let's see. Can we have one of those? Oculus Worm. That's only medium. Perfect. Okay, Oculus Worm, welcome to the party. Eye extraction. Oh, no. Oh, that's horrible. It sucks your eyeballs out. Ah, fuck. That's horrific. It's perfect. Like, oh God, it's pulling your eyeballs out. Bloop. Oh my God, terrifying. Okay, great. This is fantastic. Maybe 2 sludges in the eyeball monster. Let's see how that looks. That's deadly, but not by too much. And they'll all be at full everything. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do 2 of those. Because it only has AC 11. So, like, look, they'll just be pummeling the shit out of it. So, there you go. Eye slurping, ooze gooping. Ooh, boy, that'll be awesome. Okay, so let's do it this way. Let's have the sledges come out of these side coffins and have this one just be full of eyeballs. Primo. I don't have tokens for everybody yet, or I drag them over, but I'll do that when we play. You want to see how the eyeball thing works? So eye extraction. Every creature that occupies the same space as the swarm must succeed at a DC 13 saving throw or become temporarily blinded as their eyes strain from their sockets. This blindness lasts as long as the affected creature remains in the same space. It ends at the end of the blinded creature's turn if they're out of the Oculus space. Also, any cure spells cast on the creature end the temporary blindness, but not restoration spells. If a creature that's already temporarily blinded is targeted again and fails, they become permanently blind as their eyes are pulled from their sockets to join the swarm. Perfect. See you later, eyeballs. Okay, cool. And then they leave the eyeball factory. And then I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more undead creatures. So it's okay. They can get cyber eyes. So I need let's get some undead. Everything in here will have no eyes because the eyeball sucker will yank them all out. Okay, so I need 5. What do I need 5 of that? That's pretty good. So CR3 maybe? Yeah, that's a hard encounter. Okay. Mummies? We've seen those. Deathlock Whites? Venomous Mummies? What's an Imperial Ghoul? That sounds fucking cool. Shock troops of the Ghoul Empire. Ambitious strivers. Cunning, turning defiance. Multi-attack with bite and claws. Oh, they wear armor. Oh, that's pretty cool. Undead like stormtroopers. That might be good. Yeah, let's have Imperial Ghouls. This is like the guard of whatever spirit lives in here. So I'll pop 4 of those in there. Yeah, they're like the death guard for whatever. So what should be our last? Let me GM layer this thing. What should be our last encounter? What lives in that like final dungeon? Yeah, like some kind of like horrible creature. And I'm thinking maybe like a ghost or something, but spirit troll? Ooh, I don't know what that is, but let's look. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. A beholder would make sense with the other eye monster. I mean, can we do a single beholder? Like a beholder seems like a lot. Yeah, I think a beholder would probably fuck them up. A beholder with no eyeballs. No, but I mean, I don't want my first use of a beholder to just be a throwaway. Like I want a beholder to be like a monster that we build up to. Something with like a personality. So maybe, so what's a good like single like CR 12? See, yeah, CR 12 is like an exact a deadly encounter for a group this big. So let's find something that's good at CR12. A corpse mound, an ooze master, a bone swarm. Buy me bone swarm or go to hell. Oh, Tyrannosaurus zombie. Just throw a couple of those in there. A really big gelatinous cube. Maybe yeah. Let's look at a Deathlock. But Deathlock seem like, aren't they like lower? Deathlock whites are only level 3. Yeah. Where were we? CR12, I said, or something? CR10? Yeah, 10. I guess we could just do any type CR10 and see what we can find to fit. Minimum CR, 10. Maximum CR, 10. Okay, this is all the CR10 monsters. Pff, an aboleth. He's just flopping around. Was it 12? Let me add a 10. Oh, yeah, it was 12. Okay. All right, here we go. A Gug. Ooh, a Gug might be fun. They're like some Lovecraftian shit. Let's look at what they do. Giants of the Underworld. Long since banished into the Dark Realms? Yes. Yes, perfect. Underworld Godlings. It's a Gug. Brrrah. It's got legendary actions and it can swallow people and throw them. Hell yeah. This is like some Dark Souls shit. All right. Gug. Gug Tomb. Fucking awesome. All right, cool. So there's our Gug. Bruh, and he'll just come in the room, start throwing people around, and yeah, shit, that's gonna be sweet. Cool. Get Gugged on. Yeah, this is a suitably creepy tomb. It's got eyeballs and stuff, and I think maybe these guys, if the players don't mess with the sarcophagi, they'll end up in here, and then they'll get attacked like through the different doors. These things don't need to be on the GM layer because we're gonna start here. Yeah. Yeah. There might be like, I mean, for traps, there might be like a ward on the door. So let's find let's find like a spell, maybe. Like a glyph of warding, right? Then an elder sign. Yeah, Gug CR12, but look. CR12, a Gug. It's exactly a deadly encounter. Right? No problem. What's a good spell glyph that we could throw on here? 3rd level or lower to prevent you from opening the door. A glyph of warding. I'll make a note here. So the tomb. Okay, the tomb contains an elder giant of the underworld, is protected by horrors, and was sealed by magic until the PCs came along and effed it up. There is a cursed ward on the door to the final room. It is a glyph of warding. It is a containing, what's the spell? Curse something? Calling. Bestow curse, yeah. Let's take a look at bestow curse. Because I think that, I mean, that makes sense, right? I don't want it to turn them off completely. I just want it to be scary. So bestow curse. Yeah, fucking awesome. Choose the nature of it. So while cursed, choose an ability score. Yeah, let's do that one. So here's what we'll do. Jesus. Is there a way to like neutrally hold on. I just want to like put the text in here. I'll post it in chat. There we go. It's Control-Shift-V. I think you're right. That's okay. I just used chat. Okay. So there you go. Choose one ability score. The ward targets wisdom in Abyssal. The ward reads something like it would be unwise or like beyond. I need like a good name for this. I need like a Lovecraftian name. Let's see. Oh yeah, these are great. Let's see. Vrigna. Haumbras. Kthabar. Okay, this is good. No, I don't need my word count. Beyond lieth Kthabar, terrible king of below. Terrible king of the realms below. His reign endeth, and all rejoice. Disturb not his slumber, or be ye a fool. There you go. Because it's like literally a warning, right? Like, if you disturb him, we will make you an idiot. Not only an idiot would disturb him. So that's cool. Okay, and that'll zork you with the biz. Cool. Yeah, don't gug. Open inside. And this ward targets. I think the person. It just curses whoever opens it. So let's throw a cool ward here. Yeah, everybody rejoiced when we got rid of him. Yeah, he'll have a cool Dark Souls boss cutscene, and it'll be a whole thing. Yeah. I guess I could look up, like, Sigil probably is the best. Or, like, Glyph. Oh, look at these cool runes. Let's see. Maybe, like, Arcane Circle. Ah, come on. Give me some of the good shit. There we go. There's all my circles. Okay, we need like a good, scary looking elder sign. Crystalline. Here we go. Here's some good... Oh, glyph. That would have been a good word to use. Okay. I'm going to try that. Let's do another search for glyphs. Nothing? Everything? Give me some glyphs. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Gilf. Cool. Nice stuff. I know how to use hands. Shut up. Ooh, the hexagram's cool. Oh, yeah, these ones are good. I'm going to use this one. Actually, this should be on the map because it's not going to move. There it is. Okay, it's etched between the doors. So this way, when a player comes to look at it, they're only going to see half. Yeah, I mean, I as the GM have gone through into the other room, so I've seen all that. But and then I will delete here. They've already opened the door here, so I can clear that level because they ostensibly they came in, right? Okay, cool. So there's a big glyph on the floor and on the wall with a warning in Abyssal. And there's this ancient tomb. And then there's a big old gug inside, and he's going to gug you up. And that's it. And I'm ready. We're good. Basically, like, what's in the tomb? Why are we here? Ask the players. Just like in Dungeon World, right? They can tell me what the loot is. Yeah. And that, I think, certainly is enough for me to begin the season. Oh, those good questions. I hope you're excited. I'm stoked. I'm really excited. So this is gonna be season 5. I'm not sure the day we're gonna get started on this. I think it'll be right after PAX, I think is the plan. So keep an eye out for that. We'll make announcements and everything. Thanks for coming and watching, everybody. This has been GM prep for Roleplay Court of Swords season 5, episode number 1. We got 2 new characters. We got Yoji. We got Kalimat. We got Demon Cults. It's gonna be sweet. So I hope you come and watch it. But thanks for watching this. It's been a delight. Thanks for all your help. Bye for now, everybody.